Welcome to the Pepperell Siding Model Railroad Club. We're here at the Springfield 2013 Amherst Railroad Show. We're presenting a 44-foot by 44-foot module or modular railroad. Our club started in 1985 with a couple of members working out of a two-car garage. We've grown since then to a membership of approximately 40 members. Pepperell Siding Model Railroad Club is presently located in Pepperell, Massachusetts. We have approximately 1,200 square feet of our building facility where we store our modules. We have a hobby workroom, and we also have a permanent layout located there as well. Our modular layout that we're presenting here today consists of a double mainline track that runs the perimeter of our layout, as well as a 24-foot yard that has approximately 200 feet of track, or approximately 2.5 miles, scale miles of track located in it. We use that yard for staging of our trains. The double main line represents about 3.5 miles of double track, or about 650 feet of track and siding tracks that we use to display our trains. We start about 2 months in advance planning our layout, identifying which modules will be making up the layout. We try to add some new modules every year. Depends on our club membership and what new members we have and the activity of our members as far as who's developed a new module or series of modules to add to their layout. And once they're completed, we make them part of the plan. That way we can show something new every year to the Springfield attendees. This year we have about 12 feet of new modules that we're presenting. So our planning for the Springfield show takes place about 2 months in advance, with the last month getting more into the details. We get our logistics take some time to coordinate. We have a trailer that we use to store most of our modules, and then some of we have an auxiliary trailer which brings our traveling yard with us. But our actual activity takes place early Thursday morning. We load up and get underway from Pepperell, Massachusetts around 8:30 in the morning with a on-time arrival target of about 11 a.m. It's when the show office opens up here in Springfield, allowing us to access this building. We're able to pull directly into the Mallory building with our trailer and several vehicles, and we begin unloading and staging our modules into general configuration. Typically this time of year, we've always had cold weather, and we let our modules sit in this configuration for about a full day before we do some of the final connections of track. But on Thursday, our target goal is to get all the modules in position, and we connect all the wiring, cabling. We get our network, our local network. We are a Digitrax club. We get our network set up, and we do all of our electrical checks ahead of time. That ensures that when we do the final checks or the final track connections, that we have a good, reliable system of modules coming together. The benefits of modular railroading is that you have established standards which allow members to model just about anything they want as long as they comply with the standards, and those standards allow us to connect those modules together and have reliable operations and interchangeability of modules in the event that we have a problem. Our standards consist of a 2-foot by 4-foot standard from a size of the module standpoint, and then we have electrical standards which allow for power interconnectivity between those modules. And we also maintain standards for control of the layout based on Digitrax and some other minor detail rules that allow us to operate successfully. So after following our day on Thursday, we come in on Friday morning, and we're usually ready to go as far as just to connect the rails together. With modular railroading, it does allow us a lot of scalability with our layout. So we go to several shows throughout the year, as I mentioned earlier, but we don't have the space necessarily to set up this size of a layout. So in those layouts, they're much smaller. We're able to reduce the size of our layout, and we rotate out several modules so that we are able to display those modules throughout the year. Some of the other benefits of modular railroading is that you can adjust the size of the layout to fit the locations of where you're going to be setting up. So we can take this layout and display it in a library, which we've done annually at the Pepperell Lawrence Library in Pepperell, Massachusetts. There we run approximately 16 feet of layout by 8 feet wide, compared to this layout, which is 44 feet by 44 feet, filling a square section of the Mallory building. We also are able to interchange the position of the modules and put them in different orders, which gives us the ability to sort of change our scene and give the operators a different feel, a different experience of running their locomotives and trains through the layout. Model railroading is not just about engines, locomotives, cars, and track. There's a lot more to it than that. There's scenery, construction. You're trying to establish a scene. You're trying to represent something in a much smaller scale and make it look prototypical or real life, although in a stationary condition. But the skills that you learn in this hobby can involve from construction, wood construction, electrical, AC wiring, or household current type of wiring, communications, networking, things like that. And some of the benefits of participating in a club is that we're drawing on a very large membership, which typically consists of a very dynamic and large skill set of different experienced folks who can bring their expertise to the membership and share that expertise. And in doing so, we develop model railroading experts out of our club. Folks who build on skills that they've already had, and then they develop some of the new skills that have been shared by the other members. Model railroading, as demonstrated here this weekend at the Pepperell Model Railroad Club, for example, we've had from a 7-year-old all the way up to an 80-year-old. So it is definitely a family affair. We have children, we have parents, we have grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. We've had a full representation of families here at the Pepperell Model Railroad Club, and everybody seems to enjoy the times that they have together. So it is definitely a family event, and it's times that brings a family together and can experience and have joint memories that they can draw on at all ages in your life. I'm actually a parent and a member of the Pepperell Model Railroad Club. I have a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old boy. We've been in the club for about 8 years now. They started, or when I started, or when my family started model railroading, my youngest one had to step on a crate in order to look over and see into the modules and see what was going on and operate trains. In a personal example, my experience with model railroading is that as a kid, my uncle got me interested in model railroading, and I went to shows with him. He was a member of the Rochester Model Railroad Club in Rochester, New York. So I got sort of the bug, and I had trains and I had a layout as a child, and I saved those trains until I had children of my own. And we started in the railroading when my youngest was about 6 years old. They started with, actually before that, they started with the wooden trains, Thomas the Tank Engine series of wooden toys. And then they moved into my HO scale trains that I had stored away, and they were playing with those in our basement and family room within our home. About 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago, we were at the Lawrence Public Library, and that's where we were introduced to the Pepperell Model Railroad Club. And they invited us to join, and things have progressed ever since then to where now I have a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old son who are very actively involved in model railroading, to the point where they build dioramas, they build a lot of scenery, they put down track, they tune up cars, they weather cars, things like that. So they've kind of, it's been a hobby that they've picked up, and it's a combined interest between their father and my two boys.